Okay, so I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how I do the Synthwave / Outrun effect on my copy of Elite Dangerous. So you need to install ReShade 3. It's real easy, just download it from the website, install it on your 64-bit executable, don't install it into the launcher. I'll leave you to figure that part out. But this part is just about the effects. So, Shift F2 is the default command to open up the ReShade console. Go through the tutorial, give your default skin a name, whatever, Elite. Done. And then continue, finish. Okay, now I'm just going to collapse everything here just to make things a bit simpler. So first of all, just turn on the bloom, really easy. Ambient light, don't have to modify those, they're just the default values, are just fine. And also Technicolor to brighten things up a bit. Now, the main effect that you're looking for here is the color matrix. Now this works very similarly to the color values used to modify your HUD colors, if you've ever done that. So basically you take each time the game requests a color, red, green or blue, you get to decide what percentage of red, green or blue applies to that area. So basically if we're looking for the sort of cyan and magenta. Okay, so I've got that now where I want it. So my color matrix for matrix red, we've got 1, 0 and 0. Matrix green is 0, 0 and 0.7. And matrix blue is 0.5, 0 and 1. Okay, and strength is at 1, so it overcomes all of those colors. If you reduce the strength, then it just, you know, kind of makes a mix of the normal game colors and what you've, you know, modified it to. Right, so now you've got color matrix sorted, we can start adding some of the other effects. Now, one of the best ones to get the VHS effect is CA, which stands for chromatic aberration. Now this is a feature you get in some old photography stuff if you have like a cheap shitty lens, or if it's a badly affected VHS tape. It shifts the blue and the red layers of the image to the left and the right respectively. So I don't want to have any shift, I want it to be purely lateral, so we're just going to set that to 0, or as close as we can with this shitty slider. And then you can see the more I drag that up, the further it moves the blue and the red away from each other and leaves the green in the center. So we don't want to have heaps of that, just a slight touch, so the edges of everything have blue edged on one side and red edged on the other. Cool, so that one's sorted. And then we also want CRT, obviously. Now as soon as you click on CRT, it's going to look like fucking garbage, because the default for the CRT is really bad. But the second you drag up the resolution, things start to look much better and you can read the text again. So I like to have this one on around 4, so you can still read all the textures on screen, but all of the scan lines still have that nice effect. Now I want to up the brightness a little bit, up, down the gamma and up the brightness just to get it really vivid. See, that really ups the saturation of the colors. That looks good to me. I think we're just about done here. The only thing I can say is that sometimes, like, I use the just the default bloom effects, and you can increase that bloom threshold so you get, sorry, decrease the threshold so you get more of a color wash around some of the brighter areas, which can be quite nice as well. Alright, we are done there. Oh, and also you might want to, while you're here, set this to a hotkey. So I just have it bound to F8 usually. That way, if I'm taking screenshots or doing a live stream, then I can have it on, but just tap F8 and it goes back to normal and you can play the game without all of the effects. You can also bind each of the effects individually to various hotkeys if you want to change layers and stuff, but Elite being the game that it is, you already have a lot of those keys already assigned to other stuff. So I just have it like that. Right, let's go back up to the surface. Let's see Yeah, see, having that extra bloom really helps to make those light sources look really nice. Gets a lot of that sort of laser neon effect happening, especially in stations. And you get a lot of nice scan lines coming off those bright lights as well, which gives it that VHS feel. Nice. Now, this is just an aside, but I've also built this rain meter skin, which I like to have on top of everything else. So it puts whatever song I've got currently loaded up into Spotify, it displays that in between my two menu bars, and puts a spectrum analyzer at the bottom of the screen. I only use this when I'm streaming so that, you know, people know whatever song is playing in the background. So, yeah. It's cool.